What to do, people? I'd like to welcome y'all to another edition. I know that sport Thursday night football edition, man. Hey, man, it's your boy Moore Drive with my guy Big Block Sport, man. What it do, Pimp Juke?
We in the building. It's gonna be a fire game. Chiefs, Chargers, playoff
you,
atmosphere in week 2.
I'm telling you, son, they going all the way down. Thursday night football game, the second one of the year, a damn good one, boy. You can believe that. You got to know that. You don't know nothing else.
I think the NFL is going real crazy with the schedules. Like they used to be real bad at schedules, but I feel like the last 2 seasons they really been putting like I'm just thinking, even though the game was kind of boring, just last night Russell going to Seattle. This game, you know what I'm saying, like Buffalo and the Rams real early, you know what I'm saying, kickoff. Yeah, it's gonna be a good game.
That not trying to get out surgery real quick, but that Buffalo Seattle. Man, I mean not Buffalo Seattle, but that Denver Seattle. Man, that was a bullshit.
Hey, I had recorded a podcast episode before this for my shit, but I was like, man, you know what it reminded me of? You ever watch like a movie that would just be super suspenseful? You keep thinking something gonna happen, and at the end, nothing fucking happened. You be like, man, what the fuck? I just wasted 2 hours watching this shit.
I'm talking about for real. I'm gonna tell you what I you know, earlier when we did our earlier podcast before the season started, I said Denver wasn't gonna make the playoff. What I seen last night, I truly believe Denver coach gonna cost them from going to the playoff.
Bruh, how many delayed games did they have?
Shit, about
at least what a drive. At least what?
That's what I'm saying. So, and we ain't gonna talk about the clock management. The last on that 4th and 5. We ain't gonna talk about that. So I know got there for a fact. He did. It was 36 seconds left. That man waited. They got there 20 seconds before he called a timeout. And he got there. He was with taking the field goal.
That's what I'm saying. That it reading the stuff today. It wasn't like they was like, oh, they was trying to figure it out, and they was going back and forth. At least I can say that. Like, all right, it's the first game. They nervous. They try to figure it out or whatever. They want to make the right call. Russell tripping. I can see shit like that. Like it's the first game. Whatever. You getting it together. But that was the plan. The plan.
Yeah.
The plan was to kick a 64-yard field goal. I was like, they might not have hired the right guy.
He tripping. I believe he gonna take the man who gonna coach the Thursday night game place, the Charger coach. Because last year the Charger coach cost them a lot of games, and that's why they didn't make the playoff.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Chargers, you know they playing the KansasCity Chiefs. Straight up, before we get to the points, money line, end of that. Who you think gonna win this game, man? Who you like?
Yeah, I think that Skip Bayless, right? He always says there's like one quarterback you don't bet against, Tom Brady, right? And I think there's 2 though. I think Patrick Mahomes, you don't bet against Patrick. I don't know his middle name, but I'm gonna just make it up. Patrick Jeffrey Mahomes Jr. III. It don't matter who they got at receiver. It don't matter who the running back is. It's just something that him and Andy Reid and Airbnb have figured out ways to attack defense from so many different angles, horizontally, vertically. I just think, and especially this season, I just feel like they have the advantage now, whereas for like the last 3-4 years, you were kind of able to understand their offense because it's Tyreek Hill and then, you know, whatever else off of that. But now they don't really have like a true number one dude, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably got a bunch of 2s and 3s out there, and then Travis Kelce. So who are they gonna focus? Like who are they gonna run the same routes that they ran with Tyreek Hill? Are they gonna do something different? And Andy Reid is a really good coach. He's a really good offensive coordinator. Eric Bieniemy is a really good offensive coordinator, and I just think they have like they got that wavelength right now where it's really hard to stop Kansas City.
Yeah, they you know they in a sync. Like really talk like you know how Tom Brady and Bill Belichick used to be? Now Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes over there, they in a sync like that. But with the game that the Kansas City just played against the Arizona Cardinals, I see the numbers that Patrick Mahomes did. He went 30 out of 39, 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Boy, if that wasn't John Madden football video game, I don't know what it is. When I see that, first thing you say, well, Patrick Mahomes, boy, he back. Boy, he coming on with it. Boy, he back. And with numbers like that, you can say that. You can stand on it. But I got to go to the other side and see who they were playing against. Arizona, they had no pass rush for the Kansas City Chiefs. None at all. So they had the blitz. So when you blitz, that means you go up top. And when you blitz, that leaves Kelsey head up. And they let him get 8 catches for 121 yards and 1 touchdown. Anytime Kelsey do that, they're going to win every game. I said, well, go out there and win every game he do that. So I really put a little bit on that on Arizona. I say Kansas City, they did their things and they handled their business where they're supposed to. But I put a lot of that on Arizona. I don't think Arizona is better than them. They don't match up with them, period.
That's true.
Especially without DeAndre Hopkins. This game will tell me how good Kansas City really is. Because I think the Chargers got a guy named Derwin James or whatever, I believe. You can put him on Kelsey, and Kelsey not going to do them 8 catches for 121 yards and that touchdown. He might still get a touchdown. I ain't going to say he'll get a touchdown. But they ain't going to have that.
Yeah.
He don't have that 120 right there. And I believe the Chargers got some folks on that defensive line that can go eat Patrick Mahomes. And I believe one on Khalil Mack, didn't he have like 2 sacks against the Las Vegas Raiders? I believe he had like 2 sacks against the Raiders.
When?
Mack.
This is first season with the Chargers.
And he just had 2 sacks against the Raiders.
They played
the Raiders.
Arizona.
Now I talk about the Chargers now.
Oh, okay.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack played for the Chargers.
Yeah.
He had 2 sacks against. He had 2 sacks, I believe, against
when they played the Raiders in week 1.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks. So the way you stop Patrick Mahomes, you got a second. And I think the Chargers got the front end and the back end to handle them. So I picked the Chargers to win the division. And this game right here gonna tell me if I'm talking or if I'm dead serious or I'm just running my mouth. Okay, so I like the Chargers. I think the Chargers can match up with them. Even they Arrowhead too now. This is a big game, but I think the Chargers can go down there and beat them. I think the Chargers match up with them real well, especially without Tyreek Hill. Because even though they said Tyreek Hill not there and people don't know where they really want to go, boy, you know where they want to go. I just told you Kelsey had 8 catches for 121 yards. You know where they want to go. You said you know where they want to go to. Okay, so I think the Chargers can match up with that though. So I take the straight up. I take the Chargers. And,
I think.
And a nail biter too, though. It's gonna be a nail biter. They ain't gonna blow each other out. It's gonna be a nail biter.
I mean, if I was the Chargers, I'm gonna hope that it's a close ball game, that it is gonna be a defensive ball game, that my defense is gonna stand up and be able to slow down.
I'm banking on the defense to come to the party. The money that I spent on the defense, I'm banking on the defense to come to the party.
Yeah, Khalil Mack's gonna have to have a Khalil Mack game. Joey Bosa is always Joey Bosa. Derwin James coming back from injury. But he could definitely cover Kelsey. I think Dan, what's the corner? It's not Asante. Samuel?
Jackson ain't playing,
but they drafted
I like Samuel too though.
That's what I'm talking about. Samuel all right now.
He just got an interception on with the Raiders. Against the Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. I like Samuel. That's what I'm saying. I think they got some pieces on defense. Who plays linebacker?
Who?
For the Chargers, the middle linebacker. I can't think. I think it's Walker.
I really don't know. They I ain't gonna say it pop. I really don't know they dying back a court.
Well, I was gonna say that's the question mark with them for me.
I hear a lot of folks saying that, but they make it play.
Well, you can't. I would use the same argument. Look who they played. It's the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it had expectations on the Raiders this year.
Expectations ain't gonna get them no wins though.
You right about that.
You know what I'm saying? They still gotta go out there. They still gotta go out there, and guess what? The Raiders are the I don't know how to say it, but they like the flashiest team that lose games. Devontae Adams had how many catches? 10 catches, 100, whatever.
Derek Carr threw for Devontae Adams. That's why they lost the game. They forced the ball to Devontae Adams.
That's what I'm saying. They go figure out a way to lose the game. You know what I'm saying?
And their secondary was trash. Their secondary was trash. Speaking of the Raiders, that's why I put the Chargers in front of the Raiders. Even though the Chargers, when they got Chandler Jones to help that boy Cosby, I think the boy named Cosby played for the Raiders.
Yeah, Max Crosby.
Even though that's a nice pass rush. That's a damn good pass rush. That's the same thing the Chargers just went and got when they got Khalil Mack. Only thing about it, the guys behind them are pretty good. I'm saying your James, your Samuels. I'm saying when Jesse come back, the folk that behind Jones and Cosby, they not that good. They all right, but they're not that good.
Abrams a hitter, but that's about it.
Ain't that the safety?
Yeah, who always bang his shoulder up because he just be running into people. I did got a torn labrum every year.
But he ain't better than Derwin James though.
Nah, he ain't better than Derwin James. Derwin James is probably one of the top 10 safeties.
Well, he might be 5.
Might be 5. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of 5. You know what I'm saying? So I think the Chargers defense. I think the Chargers defense is much improved. Again, I think
the City defense improved too.
And City defense is improved. And then we got to think about, all right, let's just compare quarterback to quarterback. Let's just say it's a wash because I think Herbert can do some of the things Mahomes does. You know what I'm saying? From a talent standpoint, offensive line, I think I got to take the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? Now they're gonna be tested because I think the defensive line of the Chargers might be. I don't know. Defensive line might be a wash too. Chargers secondary definitely got the upper hand. But then you got Andy Reid versus Brandon Stokely. I'm gonna take Andy Reid.
You gotta take that. You gotta take that.
We talking about the Kansas City Chiefs, the team that they done been there. They done been to the mountaintop.
And they at the crib.
At the crib. This is stuff that they eat games like this for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Are the Chargers ready for that? You know what I'm saying? Like they had almost similar expectations last season and they flopped the fuck out. So are they gonna be second guessing themselves, or are they gonna come in here and play like the team they are? I don't think they're ready for prime time just yet after beating the Raiders.
Like everything you just said is the reason why they get the Kansas City Chiefs are favorite 3.5. They give the Chargers 3.5, 3.5 points.
Yeah. I think home. I mean it also says though, like because I want to say if you home you get like 3 points or something like that off there. I can't remember what it is.
Yeah, that's what they say.
So it's really like it's almost a coin. 0.5 is like, I mean, it'll make a difference.
0.5 is the trim. 0.5. They're the trim. The 0.5 is the trim now. They're the trim. Excuse me now.
That'll bring some the pockets, but. I mean, if you think about what they say and how they feel about the game, they say they might be very close. You know what I'm saying?
So you think the 3.5 too much? Because you say
do I think Kansas City will cover?
Yeah, you like.
Okay, so I mean, if I'm the Chargers, I'm gonna want the game to be within 3.5 points. I'm gonna want the game to be close. But if I'm Kansas City, I don't want them to stick around. And I think Kansas City will cover them 3.5.
Okay, I believe I probably went a little too fast. I think I did say I do like the Chargers to win the game.
Yeah.
I like the Chargers to win the game straight up. I think this game right here, because I picked them to win the division. So yeah. For you to win the division, you got to knock out the big dogs, and it's time to try to knock out the big dogs. So I got the Chargers to win the game straight up. And if I got them win them straight up, I don't believe Kansas City. I tell them thank you for them 3.5 points. Appreciate you. I take them. I'm saying, and I go with the Chargers. I like the Chargers straight up in the game, and I take the 3.5 points. You said Kansas City will cover them 3.5. Yeah,
I think they can beat them probably like. I don't know if we're gonna do the score later, but I think they could beat them by more than 3.5 points.
Okay, you ain't gotta worry about doing the score. I ain't too good with numbers like that. Oh, there's too much going on. But the the next question is, the over under 54 points. You think that's too much, or that ain't enough? I mean, that's too much.
I think it's too much. I
can dig it.
I think it's too much. I think maybe like last year, you know what I'm saying, before the Chargers defense got better, I can see it probably being more than 54, but I think the Chargers defense is better, and I think it'll be close to 54, but I don't think it'll be over 54.
So you say under?
I say under for sure.
We got the same thing going on. I feel the same way. And I believe they're gonna knock at the door. I'm saying get to like 51, 52. I'm saying and then the move will go out. I think that's 54 a trick. So I say the same thing under. I believe it'll be under 2. Even though both these teams got Keenan Allen ain't playing for the Chargers too. I think they're gonna be pretty big for them.
Yeah.
But I still say it'll be under 54. I still tell the LA Chargers. You know what I'm saying we gotta say something about both our teams before we leave here. Because both our teams lost in week 1. I believe my loss was a little bit harsher than yours because my team lost our quarterback and they pushing them to come back in 4 weeks. That's some real bullshit. But that's another subject on another day. But I believe just to say something to note of my team, to say something about my team, I believe we got a product, man. I believe we done. You know what I'm saying? I believe we done. Especially when I hear Jerry Jones talking about he coming back in 4 weeks and shit like that. Now you're trying to rush him back. Now you're panicking. You know what I'm saying? When you just go on, I believe if he stay out the whole 8 weeks, we can come out at least 3-5 or 4-4. You know what I'm saying? And he come back or whatever, and we can put it out from there. But I still think we done, though. I think we done.
You paying the offensive coordinator, make him figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You got a GM, make him figure it out. That's what you paying them people for. Right. I don't like that they, like you said, they trying to rush him back. Stephen Jones blaming CeeDee Lamb, saying he not a number 1 wide receiver. He could be, but he not there yet. Well, you got rid of Cooper. You know what I'm saying? You the one said he the number 1 a couple months ago. Yeah. When you didn't want to pay the other dude who was the number 1. You had the opportunity to get number AJ Brown could have been over there. Terry McLaurin could have been over there. Maybe even Debo. Who knows? You had the chance to go get a number 1 if you wasn't sure.
You could have kept Mark Cooper there. But
that would have been a smart thing to do. But now after 1 game, again, probably, you know what I'm saying? We was talking about the secondary on like the 2-hour show we had did. We was talking about that Tampa Bay secondary. Them boys showed out.
I can't really say they showed out. I can say they weren't going to get nobody, bro. No disrespect to McTeam. See, one thing about it, I'm gonna be real.
I think CeeDee Lamb will be a good wide receiver.
It ain't even about CeeDee Lamb. What I mean by that is, the double team on CeeDee Lamb. Got that linebacker underneath the safety over the top. Yeah. Cornerback get up on him, get real goddamn freaky with it. So that takes him out the game. Everywhere else where it's one-on-one, they not beating a man.
Nope.
So now you're trying to force her to CeeDee Lamb. That's why he threw the ball around 11 times and goddamn one of them motherfuckers was excuse me. Yep. So everybody knows you gotta go to CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
But I don't put it on the offense itself. I put it on the offensive coordinator. Yeah. So when he brought out to Kelly Moore, that turned into Jason Garrett. What I mean by that is the nigga that got that kiss, got that Jerry Jones ass, the same way Jason Garrett did. And got that now you look over his flaws and you put it on other things. You start saying
it's the first week of the season. They call it multiple double reverses.
Bro, the man, it was 1st and 10, bro. The man called a double reverse, bro. Come on with the joke, bro. The man called a double reverse, bro. Oh, 1st and 10, bro. When you're running back, Ezekiel got 10 carries for 55 yards. That's 5 yards to carry. Run the ball. So it's simple math. It ain't that hard. But as long as you got Kelly Moore as the offense coordinator, you got Mike McCarthy at your coach, you're not gonna win, man. Simple math. Especially Kelly Moore at the offense coordinator, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. I'm sorry.
They was talking him up too, like he was the next one or whatever. But
he the new Jason Garrett. He can't say that Jason Garrett you to do. So you look over his flaws and you try to put it on something else. That's exactly what that is. But I ain't finna keep bashing my team though. I want to know how long we gonna.
I thought it was a great game.
I understand. I know you did. But I want to know what number got to hit before Jimmy G come in.
I don't think Jimmy G is gonna play this season. I know that's the national storyline, and unless Trey get hurt, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they have intentions of putting Jimmy G in the game. I legit think they really thought they was gonna get rid of him, and then they watched the preseason and they watched them two dudes they had back there after Trey Lance, and they was like, well, he already broke his finger in the preseason last year. He hurt his knee in the Arizona game. The whole season he played with a broke finger. The year before that, we had Jimmy G who hurt his ankle. The year before that, we had Jimmy G who blew his knee out. The backups was trash too. So they're like, maybe we could keep Jimmy. And then Jimmy was like, well, damn, do I want to go sit and be a backup somewhere? Or do I want to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he had many options, to be honest with you. I think he shot himself in the foot by getting surgery. So, like, I don't think he had a choice, you know what I'm saying? And they wasn't going to release him. So, I mean, I don't know what they was going to do, but it just seemed like that was the easiest move for everybody. But I really don't think they did it for anything other than if Trey Lance get hurt, because we had a hurt quarterback every year they've been there, Kyle and John Lynch. At least it's Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could roll with that. Versus when Jimmy went down, it was Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard or whatever, and we was terrible, 6 and whatever. So as far as the game, I think, like you were saying, we were talking about earlier, rain. It was a terrible game. It was a terrible way to debut in your first NFL game. Your heart going 1,000 miles an hour. It's 8,000 pounds of rain on the field. But
that was crazy.
But I don't think he's the reason why we lost this game. I think we've seen plenty of these games from Jimmy G. So I don't know why people all of a sudden acting brand new, like they've never seen a 49 quarterback struggle against a mediocre defense. I don't know what they've been watching the last few seasons. And if they was really watching it, they would see that this dude is the only dude getting us down the field and converting third downs. He making some nice completions. He find the open receivers when he can. Obviously, he has some misfires, but he scrambled for, I think he got a first down on 3rd and 13. Jimmy would never do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only a couple quarterbacks in this league that can do that on purpose. That was a designed run. It wasn't like he scrambled. The play was 3rd and 13. All right, run it. He scrambled for 2 or 3 more third downs that were like 4 yards or 8 yards or some shit. He took a lot of his though, and that's the only thing I ain't like about it. He made like 2 really nice passes where it was clear that like the dude could throw the ball like on some real like NFL caliber stuff. It wasn't just like, oh, you know, like he got a strong arm. Nah, it was like pace, timing, touch. It was a slant tie for like 40 yards. But I think what happened is once his name is not Earl, Elijah Mitchell went down. He tore his knee up. He out for like 2 months now because he always out for 2 months. Sorry.
I know the running game.
The running game just disappeared, and then we had to throw more. And then we ended up, instead of being in 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, where he could scramble, we was in 3rd and 13, 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, shit like that. And then we started getting penalties. And then these niggas started getting penalties. And then it started raining more. And then they just lost. You know what I'm saying? Like the Bears scored on one fluke ass play where he scrambled all the way to one side of the field, threw all the way back to the other side of the field. And then on the other one,
the same play. I ain't gonna say the same play. but almost the same play that Trey Lance overthrew the tight end.
Yeah.
Overthrow that tight end.
Well, it was a little different, but yeah.
If that tight end carried that ball, the touchdown.
Well, I think there were 2 touchdowns because Debo fumbled one on the 10.
I didn't see that. I'm talking about the one when he overthrew.
But yeah, that one he overthrew the tight end. That was another one. Yeah, so that would have been 21 points, basically, because we already scored once. We only scored once.
I understand that part. I wish I would have known. I wish I had this in my mind earlier. I could have brought up y'all schedule and put it up so I can get back. And get the question what I asked answer. How many games it'll be? Now you answered the question. You said Jimmy.
I did. I said I don't think he's gonna play this year unless Trey Lance get hurt. Jimmy G is not gonna cover the game.
So also, I mean, the rain is the reason why you lost, and I feel the same. I stand on the rain too. The rain is the reason why you lost. I don't know y'all next 5 opponents is. I really don't know. But if y'all
Seattle, Denver, and then I want to say we got maybe the Rams or somebody tough. I can't remember after that.
If you come out your next 5 games, including this one 1-5, Jimmy G coming out that bench. You can believe that.
I can see like if he having a really bad game and they put Jimmy G in the fourth quarter to finish the game. I can see that, but I don't.
If Trey Lance start 1-5, it's high expectations for this team. Boy, Jimmy, they know how far Jimmy G can take them.
Right there.
but they know Jimmy G can at least Jimmy G can get them in the playoff. They can come.
You said 1-5 is where were we at last year? We were at 3-5. That's only 2 more wins. So you are saying anything much different. So like
you're right about that, Paul. You're right about that. But 1-5 look different than 3-5. So they look a whole lot different.
I mean, I guess it's a different number, but you
want $1? Do you want $1 or $3? It's simple math. Do you want $100 or $300? It's simple math. So that's
a little bit different.
I know it is a little bit different. And you win like $100. So it's 100,000. I don't say how much the wins is. So 1-5 is a problem. So that's a big problem. So I don't know. I wish I got that would have brought their schedule up so I can really see it. But I say by what this is by Halloween. If your ass ain't got them, if your ass ain't got that 500 by Halloween or over 500 by Halloween, by Jimmy G will be in the building. By Jimmy G will be in the building. They got to bring them out. They got to put them out there.
I know that's what people want to see because like everybody want to be right. Everybody want to be right, but I don't think
like me myself. I'll take a book out of what the New Orleans Saints do. They go for the Atlanta Falcons and the 49ers. You got somebody like Trey Lance who can take out running and throw the ball. Man, use him the same way they use that boy Hill, man. That's all you got to do. Use him the same way you Hill.
I don't think he's that kind of runner though. Like Taysom Hill is like
but he run. When it boiled down to it, he want to take out running.
Nah, I don't think he wants to run. I think that's why he takes hits because he be holding on the ball for too long and then he run when it's too late.
He need to get the mentality to do both for him. Where you look up and if the first option ain't, but if you ain't the star quarterback, if you got him in on trick plays, he ain't got to worry about doing that. Look at your first option. If it ain't open, Carl Lewis. Simple math. But if you the star quarterback, ain't no look at your first option, Carl Lewis. You keep doing that, they're gonna kill you. Now you gotta go through your first, second, and third. What he's supposed to do as a star quarterback. But if you come in on a 3rd and 2, a 2nd and 2, a 2nd and 7, a 2nd and 6, them good players to keep you out balance. So
I think he's already averaged more yards per pass than Jimmy.
Or if he's doing that, he's great. But I believe these next 2 games.
Even in this game, I want to say his average yards per pass was like 9 yards when the NFL average is like 7.
I want to see him with Kittles and the weather scrape, and that'll tell him what's going on. I don't know. I got who the hell they play next. I ain't got my.
We got Seattle, Denver, the Rams, Carolina, and Atlanta.
Mo Def, if you don't come out of there if you don't come out of there with at least 5, what it is? 1, 2, 3. What you got about 5 games?
Yeah, Seattle, Denver, Los Angeles, Carolina, Atlanta.
But if you don't come out of, you got to win 3 of them 5 games.
3 of them?
You got to at least 3.
I think we can win. We can win all of them.
But you got to for home to keep it starting job. You got to get 3 of them 5 games, bro. You got to.
I really I mean, you can say that in a vacuum, but you really have to see how the games are lost, though. You can't just say when, because even though we, like I was saying with the game in Chicago, even though we lost, I can't say that was totally his bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like, he wasn't on.
You're right about that because it's raining. But when you play the Atlanta Falcons, it ain't gonna be raining. It's gonna be in the Georgia Dome. I mean, the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So,
but let's say we playing in the dome and the defense still hitting people when they sliding, hitting people out of bounds, and they lose the game. Well, that's not Trey Lance's fault, even though you're saying, "Oh, well, we got to win," because that's basically
what did Trey Lance put up? Now we got there 10 points, 14 points against the Atlanta Falcons. What if he do that?
That's all the defense needs. That's all the defense needs. That's all he needs. That's all GBT needs to put up.
If he put up 10 to 14 points, you think they probably out? They can keep him in job. No, they don't keep him in job. And the Falcons beat you 26-14 or 17-14 or something like that. Oh no, you lose to the Falcons 20. You lose to the Falcons 20-14. Boy, it's his fault. Cause that means he done throw the crucial interception. He done fumble the ball or some crucial shit done happen.
I think it's easy to just say like, hey, if they lose this many games, but it's real, especially with a young quarterback in it. Like, again, he doesn't have to come in and beat Patrick Mahomes. He don't have to.
You ain't gonna believe it, Block. But the pressure gonna be on if you lose to Geno Smith. The pressure gonna be on.
I mean, it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. If you lose to Seattle this early in the season,
boy, the pressure on, boy. They're the talk of the town. Boy, quarterback switch. I'm telling you now, they're gonna be the talk of the town. If you lose to Geno Smith, boy, they're the talk of the town, boy.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't want to say it ain't no different than him, Russell Wilson losing to him. That's in his house, apparently. And this is Trey Lance. Trey Lance.
When they bought that,
this is first year starting.
Hey, look, it's bigger to the 49ers than it is the devil. The reason why I say that, and when you just said Russell Wilson losing and Home losing, the reason why it's high expectations for the 49ers. So they feel like they locked caught ready to rock. So it's all about what the young boy gonna do. So you fuck around losing to Geno Smith and you fall at 0-2. Well, yeah, you got a problem.
It's gonna be smoke in the city, but I think internally, I think there's an understanding, and I think the 49ers have always been very honest and open with what they've been doing. Last year, when everybody said, oh, they took him number 3, it's gonna be a quarterback competition in training camp, and by week 2, Jimmy gonna be on the bench because this dude is the truth or whatever. And Kyle said from the very beginning,
because he wasn't ready.
Kyle said from the beginning, Jimmy G is a starting quarterback. He's going to be the starting quarterback. We're going to bring Trey Lance along. He said it from the beginning.
He did.
And that's what he did. So this year he been saying Trey Lance is a quarterback. He said we didn't mean to end up with, like, he didn't say we didn't want Jimmy G, but he basically said, hey, we was trying to get rid of this dude. Nobody wanted him. We figured, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it worked out. But this has nothing to do with Trey. So, like, I don't know why. I mean, I know why, because that's a cool story, but I really don't think it's that big a story.
You can't. I think I just heard you say you play Seattle, Carolina, and the Falcons. Rams and Denver. You cannot slip up and lose between Seattle, Carolina, and the Falcons. You lose 2 of them 3 games.
Yeah.
Jimmy G finna come in the building.
And I was tweeting this morning, and I was like, it's only week 2, but this Seattle game almost like a must-win game right now.
Trying to tell you now. So you fuck around lose the Seattle game, boy. You gonna lose one of them games between the Falcons and Carolina. You gonna lose one of them. And I'm not trying to be funny. Don't fuck around in the 49 how to go down to Denver. If you got to go to Denver, I like Denver to win that game.
It's at Denver on Sunday night.
Oh, boy, you ain't gonna be able to breathe. Boy, you ain't gonna be able to breathe. You ain't gonna be able to breathe. By the first month of Denver, it's hard to go down there and get a win, boy. The first month of Denver, it's hard to go down and get a win. Because you're used to being down there.
Is that what was keeping the coach from being able to think clearly? Was he not?
He was in Seattle. He was in Seattle, so it probably was.
Yeah, it was Seattle.
Hey, man, we done had these folks for about 30-something minutes, man.
Yeah.
Let them know how to get in touch with you, man, what you got going on before we let them go.
Hey, Big Block Sports. It's your boy Rockaway Bay, Big Block Sports. You can find me on Instagram, Big Block Sports, Twitter, Big Block Sports, Facebook, Big Block Sports. And season 2 of the podcast is coming up. It's out. I think I just finished uploading the episode 1. But I always show love to my boy. Know that, you know what I'm saying? You know you're a Cowboys fan, but you know what I'm saying?
I swear.
It's always a vibe. It's always a vibe. I appreciate you.
Hey, man, you know I fuck with folks who fuck with me, man. It's your boy Moore Drive, man. Y'all know I represent Know That Sport to the fullest. On all podcast platforms, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast platform, man, Know That Sport podcast on there. It's sponsored by Highlight Commodity. I fuck with folks who fuck with me, man. It's your boy Moore Drive, Big Block Sports. We appreciate y'all. Same bat channel, same bat time. Know that if you don't know nothing else. Shaking it.
Yes, sir.